In this video, you will see Prince Harry getting eviscerated by Talk TV show host. Take a listen what they're saying, then I'll make some comments.
6 minutes to 5, the legend that is Rupert Bell is with us. Belly, how are you?
Very good, thank you, Jeremy.
Front of the Sun newspaper today, excellent, I'm going to hold it up. Moan alone as the ginger one comes back, still hasn't got the message, lost the initial case, still believes that despite the fact, Rupert, he doesn't want anything to do with the British royal family save slagging them off to make a living with his odious wife, he believes that we should protect him and his children. You and I both know this is about guns, OK? Because the elite squad of police will protect the royals with guns, private security can't have it. Deal with it, mate, you didn't want to be in this country, right or wrong?
Well, he didn't want to be in this country, end of. And in hearing what's coming out of the Court of Appeal today, because he won the right to have an appeal after the initial court case, they're saying that with him leaving, presented a unique set of circumstances. Excuse me. But
Rupert Bell is about to pass out live on Drive.
On track here for a unique set of circumstances for the Home Office, and that's what the whole issue's about. And I don't think they've ever said that should he come to this country, he won't go on without having some form of security, because they do know just because by right of his birth he has there is an inherent security risk. But by him moving to America, it was a unique set of circumstances, and that's the problem for Harry.
For God's sake, cough, man. You cough while I do this. No, you're absolutely right. And the thing about Harry, and the thing that alienates and angers so many people is, he talks about, I've been singled out for inferior treatment. No, you made a decision which people respected, but you then spent your entire time trashing the very being, the very body, the British royal family that you say you should be treated the same as. You can't have it all ways. You went down a separate route, and now you seem to want the benefits. Of course they'll protect him, but he ain't his brother and he ain't his father. He married that nutcase and he's living in California. Deal with it. The thing I don't get, Belly, is he doesn't seem to understand it's not going to get any better for him here, is it?
No, and the thing is, this is also, he doesn't need to have been in court today. And it is interesting, bearing in mind this is the anniversary of the marriage of the King and the current Queen. You know, they got married 20 years ago. They're on a state visit. Of course, where are all the headlines now? He has, by coming over, yes, the court could have been heard, and because there was nothing that he was required to do, by his presence, he has immediately grabbed all the headlines and deflected away from his father's state visit to Italy. And, you know, you can look at that with a sort of, OK, the court date was set. Yes, on the 8th, you know, there's nothing.
Do you believe they're that narcissistic and manipulative, he and his wife?
There is a chance. And obviously, you know, that they could. And also, it is the King going into Italy. They're talking about should they have met. I don't think the King wants to meet until this issue is resolved, because he would feel that it might prejudice the outcome of this particular appeal, because he might be going with some information that may not was said in confidence, but then ends up in court.
Before you pass out, we go to the news. We haven't got long, but we don't need long. Have you watched, listened or taken part in Meghan's new podcast? I listened, it was crap. What, for about 40 seconds?
I listened to a bit more, and my same view, I came to reasonably the same conclusion. What I couldn't work out is which of the two ladies was talking. It is quite sad, because the other lady is a very successful entrepreneur in her own right. But it just became down to us. It seemed to, if you look at the takeaways, yes, we've discovered that Meghan had a problem post-birth of one of her children. But we've also discovered that, you know, that everything was about fawning all over Meghan. And it was a series of platitudes. What I wanted to hear, and it was the same when she interviewed Serena Williams, I wanted to hear what drove this very successful 35-year-old, after running Tinder, to set up Bumble, all the trials and tribulations, not when it comes down to box packing and that she gets up and wondering about the packaging because of Meghan. And I'm afraid the approach is wrong. It all seems to be designed to say how wonderful Meghan is, rather than we should be saying how wonderful her guest was.
Couldn't agree more.
I find it to be very interesting that Meghan Markle is talking about her childbirth, pregnancy, and all this nonsense stuff. Simply because you know she is facing a complete disaster, everything that she is doing, and we are hearing and seeing that that invisible kid Lilybug is appearing more and more on social media posts of on Meghan Markle, not Harry. In fact, Harry does have some big problem with Meghan showing the kid, the kid, quote unquote, invisible kid, on her social media account. But this is what they do when they know, of course, they knew it all along that they will be a complete failure. Meghan, especially, she was just waiting to use children for commercial gains. And of course, Harry is trying to steal the show from the king by appearing in UK the way he did, because this is King's marriage anniversary, and Harry is obviously hating Camilla as he hates her always. Subscribe for more updates. See you in the next one.